to a brand new day. So I'm here at work and currently building a map. I think I talked about it a couple of vlogs back where I was busy at work building maps. We were doing training all week, and now today they were done with training, so now I can get back to working on this map. I'm gonna show you a little bit of it and show you kind of what it looks like. Basically, this is kind of a similar process to how game creators build maps as well, because that's basically what we're doing. We're basically building a game map that we use for training and stuff. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like a little bit. So this is the program we use. It's called Visitor 4. You have a bunch of layers over here for different items, and this is the map area that I'm working on. I can zoom in, zoom out. I have just cropped off only the area that I'm building for this map. This is an area on Fort Carson that I took you on a tour of and everything. This was the built up area over here. These are trees that I've highlighted. I've had to build all these roads and everything. It's just kind of like a point and kind of click kind of thing to create these roads, but it is very, very time consuming. This is probably one of the most difficult things we do here, is create these kind of maps. So I've had to have it populate with trees using another tool, have these roads populate and everything like that. And then you can kind of preview it over here. So we'll come over here. You don't actually see the satellite imagery because it hasn't been exported yet properly, but we have trees here. These are the trees that I populated with the forest and everything, so you can kind of move around. This is some of the roads. I haven't completed all the roads because I have different types of roads that are going to be populated, but these are the harder compact roads have been populated. I now need to populate the paved roads and the more kind of off-roady kind of dirt trails in here still too. Come way back this way. It's kind of hard to navigate through this. You have to kind of use the mouse. But I do have some buildings in here, and I'll show you what that looks like. They're kind of generated based on shape files that I populate with shapes, and then tell it that I want them to just be random buildings or whatever kind of a thing. But here are some of the buildings. These are just some random buildings that I have the system populate for me with random floors based on shape files. So there you go. This is kind of what it's like building a video game in a way. Just to give you a little taste of how tedious this process can be, you have to create all these road networks by creating these like poly lines and go through until you've got to the end, double click, and it completes that line, and then create a new one and go all the way across and all the way around. And then these green areas here were shapes that I had to build. I had to build these shapes to kind of somewhat highlight the foresty areas and then populate those foresty areas that I created with those shapes with actual trees that I select. And then you see you have like a lot of different parameters that kind of tells the system how to populate these roads. Like right now I'm working on the Hardball area. It's actually just a section of Highway 115 that I'm going to populate for a highway. So you have to select what type of roads are going to be populated, how big they're going to be, a bunch of different other preset things as far as how smooth the road curves and all sorts of other things. So there's a lot to this stuff. And then after it's processed, then voila, we have Highway 115 right now. Ooh, it's a little treacherous spot right there. I might have to adjust that. That's not the way that's supposed to be. So I still have a little bit more work to do on this map. I still have to do a few more of the roads, and then I have to go through a process of exporting it for the system to recognize it, and then kind of check it out. And sometimes, like, my concern is it seems like sometimes when you have a lot of trees in this map, like right now I probably have almost 100,000 trees inside of this small area of a map. I think the map is, I don't remember what the distance is for the whole map, but a lot of times we have problems when we use a lot of trees. So I'm gonna have to still export it and see if the system can handle that many trees, or if it's gonna crash out. I'm gonna have to reduce the number of trees. That's usually one of the main problems we usually have when we're building these maps, is too many trees. So a few more processes, a few more steps to go through in the process, and then I can show you a little bit more. All right, so now it processes all the data to create a packaged file that I can test out now. So we've jumped ahead a little ways, done a little bit more work, got stuff going, and getting ready to move on to the testing phase. All right, so now I launched the system and we'll test it out. So this first version might not work while I was processing all the files and everything like that. At the very end, it gives you kind of like little readout of how many warnings and how many errors it got while it was doing the processing, and it said it had one error, which said something about a config file that I didn't recognize, which you probably don't understand, but it could possibly mean that this won't work, might crash. Yet still, I have a lot of trees too. I'm still concerned about how many trees. Like I said, sometimes trees kill this damn thing, so we're gonna find out. It'd be nice if just the first time around it works. So we've got it loaded up after about 3 or 4 attempts. I fixed the problem, but now the moment of truth comes when I switch over to the 3D view. Right now, we've got just the map view in the system right now. When I switch over to 3D view, is really gonna determine, is this gonna work? Or once the system tries to populate all those trees, is it gonna crash on me? So let's find out. And maybe you're okay. We might be all right. I think we're missing some roads though. Oh no, the roads are there. So here we go. Here's the map. So you got the trees in there. Come over this way. We're gonna run into 115 eventually. See some weird stuff over here. It's because I still have to fix certain things on the map with the difference in elevation from where I lose elevation data. But this part I didn't populate because I think this is on the other side of 115 or something. I don't remember. But we have our roads in there. We've got our trees. It's got all the data and everything in there. And then back this way, we have that small little village kind of a thing in there. So, oh, I didn't do this little runway thing. I gotta do that still too. But it's not really something I'm actually gonna use, but it'll still drive me nuts if I don't put it back in there. So then once you add in some soldiers and some vehicles near some of these buildings, it starts to look a little bit better, more like a game map. But it is missing some stuff that I am gonna have to fix, because when you come into here, you should see on the ground there should be some a little bit of rock and grass and stuff, which you're not really seeing. It looks like it's just dirt, especially like if we come up here into this tree line. There's supposed to be a lot more grass and stuff sticking up through there, so I'll have to correct that. But I guess that's gonna have to wait until Monday. It's time to head home now. Tried to play some more of The Division, but I'm just not feeling it. Oh, by the way, I'm home now. I don't think I shot a clip about being home, but I'm home. But yeah, we had dinner, and then I decided to play some gameplay of The Division, and I'm just not feeling it. I just don't think this game is for me. I wanted to return it, but you can't return a game that you already opened, and then you pay $60 for it, and you can trade it in for $27, but that just seems ridiculous. So I'll hang on to it for now. I don't know. Maybe they'll add some patches to change some stuff for people who are more like me, who don't want to play online with other people, because otherwise it's so frustrating. And then maybe even change it to where the way it works when you're shooting at the enemy and everything, because right now a guy in a hoodie should not be able to take freaking 10 rounds to the face and survive. It's just absolutely ridiculous. It's horrible. So I'm frustrated as hell with that game, and as of right now, at this moment, I hate the game. I wish I never bought it. So we're gonna play Fallout 4. So I'm gonna nerd it up, play Fallout 4. Jesse's beat. She has to work tomorrow, so she's going to bed, and I'm gonna nerd it up for a while. I don't have to work tomorrow, so I don't know. Maybe we'll make it a late night of some Fallout action. We'll see. All right, guys, I probably should get to bed and probably go ahead and close out this episode. I ended up going back to playing some more of The Division. It's kind of like one of those things where I want to like it, and so I went back to it. Also because Fallout 4 had a massive update that I had to download to install, so I wasn't able to go to Fallout anyway. So I ended up jumping onto The Division and kind of going away from like the main missions and just doing a lot of little side ones. It was a little bit less frustrating. I am finding some weapons that are a little bit more powerful, but still, I mean, an M16 shouldn't take 10 rounds to the face to kill a guy. So that part's still ridiculous though. But I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on me. But it is still a letdown as of right now. I mean, like I said, maybe it'll grow. We'll see. It'll grow on me. Thanks for hanging out and watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you tomorrow. See ya.